and this is going to be controversial. I like to read Assassin's Blade first. Hi, my name is Sabrina and I love reading, and what better way to introduce myself than to show you my all-time favorite series, what I read in the month of April, plus what I hope to read in the month of May. One of my all-time favorite series, the series that actually got me into reading fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres right now, it's Throne of Glass. I love this series so much. I love these books so much. And if you have not read Throne of Glass, let me just sell pitch it for you. This talks about an assassin. She is in her way to embark into an adventure where she's gonna meet so many people. She's gonna find her purpose. We're gonna discover things of her along the way. I don't want to spoil anything for you if you have not read it, but this series kickstart my love for fantasy, and I grew up with this series. It's a span of 8 books, and you find so many people, so many good characters, so many. I'm talking like you're gonna cry with this series, you're gonna laugh with this series, you're gonna giggle, you're gonna blush, and you're gonna love every second of it. I just don't know how else to recommend this series. Now, my order, the order that I like, and this is gonna be controversial, I like to read Assassin's Blade first, which is the prequel. And you're gonna find a lot of people saying that that's not the way that you should read it, that you should read it third. I read it first when all the books came out. I read it first, and I felt like reading it first broke my heart, but also made me experience the books in a way better light than if I would have read it third. So take that with a grain of salt. You can read it third, you can read it first, you can do whatever you want, but I highly recommend that you have not read this series, please go and read it. And these are the OG covers, my pride and joy, because now these covers are like reselling for so much. Like, that's insane. Also, in a world of fantasy, I feel like a lot of people lately have started getting into reading because of this one book, which is by the same author, which is A Court of Thorn of and Roses, which is Akatar. I feel like a lot of people have been loving this series lately and gotten into reading because of this series. I love this series. My favorite book was honestly the last one, which is also controversial because a lot of people tend to hate Nesta, which I just want to say, I think Nessa is misunderstood, and I think she suffers through a lot, and I will defend her, and nobody can tell me anything because I will always defend her. I will always defend Nesta. I'm a Nesta defender until the day that I die because I relate to that character so much, and nobody's gonna come to me and tell me that she is a nothing less but a queen. Also, some of these books are very popular in TikTok, so honestly, whatever gets you to read more. We cannot leave the world of fantasy if we're not going to talk about Fourth Wing. I feel like this book has taken TikTok and social media like by the head, because this book, honestly, it deserves the hype that it gets, because I was in a reading slump for, I want to say, like a couple of months that I did not pick up a single book. I started reading this book because I got curious. I was watching a TikTok, I get curious, and I finished the 3 books in less than 2 weeks. I'm talking less than 2 weeks. I already finished all the 3 books, and after being in a reading slump, that's a lot. I love these books so much. Obviously, I'm so excited because the author Rebecca Yarros has announced that a new book is coming out. It's not book 4, but we don't know what it is. And I'm just waiting for book 4 because these books, every single one of these books is left in such a cliffhanger that just makes me want to like, I can't. The next one is a book that came out earlier this year. I want to say like in a month ago, and it was so good that I consider it one of my favorite books of all time. It has fantasy, it has deadly quests, it has romance, it has dragons, it has everything that you can possibly think of. If you follow me on TikTok, you know that I've been ranting about this book, and I will not shut up about this book. And it's no other than Starside. This book, I have exactly no words. It's overhyped. It deserves to be more hyped because it's so good. And we literally got announced like a week ago, not even a week ago, 3 days ago, that it's gonna get a book two within the same year. I'm so excited because this book, as you can see, I have so many notes, is the best. If you love romance, if you love fantasy, if I don't have any more words to recommend you this book. I am so excited. And this book was left in such a cliffhanger. Wow. This book, I was reading at night and I was already in the last page and I was like, and I flipped the page and I'm like, wait, I did not just read the back and the last part of this book. That's such a crazy cliffhanger that it was. Read Starside. If you have not read it, read Starside. Is the best book. It's fast paced. It has everything. This book got 6 stars. I rated this book 6 stars. This book put Alex Astor as one of my favorite authors of all time, and I'm now about to read her other series. I love this book so much. I have no complaints. I am a Starside stan forever. Moving away from fantasy to romance, the book that I read, I downloaded these on my phone from Z Library. If you know, you know. These books were so good that I remember, and actually, I'm gonna be rereading them for the new upcoming TV show. And if you know who it is and you know what it is, you probably already guessed it. It's gonna be the off campus series, The Deal, and all the books that come with it. These books are so good. It got me started on sports romances. I love these books so much that I'm actually going to reread them before the show comes out on May 13th, just because I want to make sure that I remember everything and I have so many key details between the book and the show. So when I actually watch it, I can draw parallels between it. But these books started my sports romance love. I I have no complaints about this. So if you have not read the off-campus series, now's the time for you to read it. And better yet, these are more acceptable covers than the ones that were when they first came out, because I'm gonna put a picture of it here. But I was reading these covers on my phone at night on school nights because I was so excited for this. Every single one of these books are the best. But obviously, I couldn't get the paperbacks because I'm not gonna have covers such as these out and about. People are just gonna look at me weird. But yeah, I love this series so much. So this is one of my all-time favorite sports romance books. Last but not least, for sports romance, I actually read these last month and I'm gonna do the whole review of it. But it was so nice, it was so wholesome that I just love it. And I feel like it's one of my all-time favorite series now that I feel like I could reread and reread and I'm never gonna get tired of it. And it's actually gonna be the Windy City series. I love these books so much. I had like an obsession with it. I still currently have the obsession with it because I just finished them. I have no complaints. If you have not read these books, if you have not read Romance by Liz Tom 40, pick up the damn book right now and start reading because it's so, so, so good. That being said, now I'm going to go into every single book that I read in the month of April. And in the month of April, I read 9 books. And I'm just going to go to all of them and tell you how I like them, what I think of them, what I rated them, and if I would recommend them to you. So first of all, I read Starside. We already know this. I rated this book 6 stars. I love this book so much. I cannot get enough of it. And I probably will be rereading it later this year when the second book comes out. I I don't know what else to tell you to convince you, but you have to read it. The second book is going to be Mile High, and this is the first book of the Windy City series. I love these books. Now, this book, I recommended it and I put 5 stars. And I got actually a comment on my TikTok saying, "You give everything 5 stars." Um, God forbid I know what I like. God forbid a girl knows what she likes to read. Obviously I'm gonna rate it 5 stars, and if I'm most likely to reread it and if I love it, it's gonna be a 5 stars for me. Now this book is about hockey. It's about a flight attendant with the hockey player. It's so cutesy and wholesome and beautiful and perfect. I love it so much. The second book in the series is going to be The Right Move, which it talks about the main girl's character, Stevie, in the first book, which is Mile High. She has a twin. His name is Ryan. Ryan Shay. let's not talk about Ryan Shea. So this book is also about a flight attendant and a basketball player. So Ryan Shea is the basketball player, and the girls from the first book, Stevie, the girl's best friend, Indy, she is the other flight attendant that goes in with Ryan Shea. So those are the two main characters. I love this book so much. This book is actually my number one of the entire series. I love it so much. It's just so beautiful. And the tropes are fake dating. Like, I just don't have no complaints. You should read it right now. You should go right now and pick up this series if you haven't. The third book in this series is Caught Up, and this is about a baseball player and the nanny. Oh, she's also a chef. I love these books so much. It's so wholesome. So the baseball player is a single dad, so we get the single dad with nanny trope, plus also like forced proximity, because you can say that they're forced to be together, like proximate, you know? I love these books so much. This was also 5 stars. Every single book in the series was a 5 stars. And I'm not gonna elaborate on that because it was actually the best. The next book is gonna be Play Along, and this is one of my favorite couples of this series. And this is number 2 of my all-time favorite just because the second book is it just it hits right home. But this book is so good. This book is about Shea and Kennedy. So one of them is a baseball player, obviously, and then she is the doctor. It's so good. We literally see forced proximity, fake dating. It's so much going on that you literally do not get enough of it. The yearning. If you like yearning, you need to read this series because Isaiah, number one yearner. He yearns like there's no tomorrow. It's so good. Like you read that book and you're like, wow, like this man has been waiting ages for this girl. That's how crazy it is. Book number 5 in the Windy City series is going to be Rewind It Back, which talks about Rio. He's a hockey player with Hallie, and she's a architect architect. She's an architect. And these is like a second chance romance. They were childhood best friends, childhood lovers that they meet later in life. Now I don't like these tropes a lot because I just want more forced proximity, fantasy, enemies to lovers, and stuff like that. But this book, either way, was still 5 stars. And I love this book so much. It's such a cutesy little romance that you're just gonna love. I'm talking, these people waited years for each other. They were not with anybody else. They didn't got interest in anything that has to do with love. They waited for each other because they love each other so much. That's so cute. That's such a cutesy romance. However, there are others in the series that were my favorite. Now for the spin-off novel for this is going to be In Her Own League. And this book talks about Reese and Monty, which Monty is the coach for the baseball team and Reese is the owner of the team, like in the baseball team. This book is so good. It literally it's kind of like an enemies to lovers because they kind of started not liking each other. This book has a lot of power dynamic because she is the boss of him. Do I need to say anything else? It's so good. I love this book so much. But yeah, this is the spin-off because also it's related to this Windy City series, but not so much. You can also read it as a standalone. But do not. I highly recommend that you first read the Windy City series and then you read In Her Own League. Just because everything is gonna hit closer home and everything's gonna be together and it's gonna be like a big family that you love so much. And I know that List 40 also mentioned and also said that she's gonna start working in her new series from one of the characters that shows in one of the books and like her family. So I'm so excited. I actually cannot wait. I'm pretty sure that comes out later in this year. Next book that I read in the month of April is gonna be Wild Reverend. I do not have words for this book. I ate this book up. I actually think I finished it in 2 sittings because this talks about Vincent, which is human. It talks about Matilda, she's a goddess. So there's already a power dynamic over here. This is a fantasy book. It's so good. Talk about yearning, talk about Vincent. Because this man didn't even know her, didn't even know who she was, her name, but he was so yearning for her. He was so dreaming of her, loving her. Waited so long. I'm talking an accumulative of a lot of years for her because I don't want to spoil anything for you. But this man Love, love this girl so much. I There is no other words. And for the last book that I read in the month of April, and this book was very intimidating, Alchemized. Now, when I talk about this book put me through so much. You can see all the notes and all the tabs that I have. This book put me through so much. I cried, I laughed, I giggled, I wanted to throw up because this book was so good. Now, this book is thick. This is 1,000 pages. It first was a fan fiction, and then it got like published, traditional published, and I am, if you have not read Alchemize, read it. It's so good. Part one broke my heart because we're talking about a girl that went through so much in a war. So the good guys and the bad guys went to war, the bad guys won. And it's life after that, and how the rebellion was still trying to win. And she falls in love with one of the bad guys. But it's I just read it. I just don't have any words. The way that I read this was I read part one of the book. I read part two. After I read part two, I went back and read part one because after you read it, you're going to see that part. After you read part two and you reread part one, you're going to see that part one is kind of from his point of view, like from the main character point of view. That it's just going to break your heart. I I have absolutely nothing else to say. This book was just, it was so good. It talks about Helena and it talks about Farron. I'm still like, I'm still mourning. I'm still yearning. My mind is still reading this book. That's how good it was. Now that I showed you every single book that I read in the month of April, I'm gonna show you what are some of the books that I'm hoping to read and finish and like love in the month of May. Now let's move on to the month of May. And I'm so excited for this month because there's so many things that are coming out. So I'm actually already starting to read Diary Bound, and I'm already 79% done with this book. This book is so good. What the heck? It talks about dire wolves. It's kind of like Fourth Wing and Akatar had a kid. That's how I'm envisioning it because it literally, it's so good. It has fantasy, it has romance. I'm picking up like a love triangle. I don't know if it's a love triangle, but I'm kind of picking it up. Actually rooting for her to be with some other person in this book. So let's see how book 2 is gonna be. And the reason why I'm reading this one right now is because book 2, which is Fury Bound, is coming out next Tuesday, which is new release Tuesday if you don't know yet. And I'm so excited. So after I finish this book, obviously I'm going to be reading the second book right away. Second book in my TBR for the month of May is going to be When the Moon Hatched. Now, this is kind of thick. And this book, I'm pretty sure in one of these Tuesdays in the month of May, the second book is coming out, which is The Ballad of, I actually don't know the name. I'm gonna put the cover here, but the second book is coming out. So obviously I want to read this book. I want to read this book before the second one comes out, just so I can have the second book in the series, and I'll tell you how it was, how much I rated. But from what I've seen in TikTok, this book is supposedly so good that by the time that you finish, you have to like reread it again of how good it is and how like you want to draw your theories and stuff like that. And I've read a lot of good stuff about the author, which is Sarah A. Parker. So let's see what I think about it, and let's see what I like it. This is one of my books that it's gonna be on my TBR for the month of May. I already mentioned this earlier, but I'm gonna be rereading The Deal, so I'm just gonna add it here because it's gonna be part of my TBR, even though this is a reread because I already read it when it was 2016, 2017. So, but I'm just gonna add it here. So I'm gonna also be reading The Deal for the month of May. The next book for the month of May is part of a series, and I'm a little bit intimidated by this one. Ignore the balloon. I'm a little bit intimidated by this one because everybody's saying that it just breaks your heart so much, but you love it. And like, there's nothing better than this. So I'm a little bit like, I don't know. And that's gonna be the Voice of Tom and series, and I'm gonna start with Binding 13. I'm so excited for these books. So these are just sport romance book. It talks about rugby, and it's like a college in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. I am so excited for these books. You guys do not know how much, but I'm also so scared because I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna be like infatuated by these books that I'm not gonna know what to do with myself after I finish this series. In the last book that I hope to start in the month of May, which I've been waiting to read for the longest, is actually Shatter Me and the Shatter Me series. Everybody talks about Shatter Me, and I want to be part of that talk. I want to be part of that community. So I hope to read these books, and I hope to like love them and like be part of this community, because everybody who has read these books tell me that this book is like the OG of everything that you can possibly think of in journeying, everything that you can possibly think of, and kind of like romance, but not romance because it's YA. So I am so excited for this series. I actually have no another thing to say. And I don't know if I'm gonna have time to read this book, but this book just came out and I hope to read it, which is The Wicked Sea. I literally saw this on the TikTok and I was like, okay, I kind of want to read too much about it. Then I went to Target and I got it. Now let's talk about these edges. Super pretty. If you know me, you know that I love sprayed edges. I'm not really a fan of sprayed edges that are just one color. This one's kind of nice because it kind of just like a rainbow, but nonetheless, that we don't care about that right now. I want to read this book so much. Just look at the art. Do I have to say anything else? So hopefully I get to read this book, and if I get to read it, I'll rate it obviously, and I'll let you know what I think. So I hope you like this video and hope you subscribe, like it. This is my first YouTube video, like I said, and let's try to figure it out together. Hopefully, if you want to see more content, or if you want to see more videos about any series, or recommend any series that I should watch, obviously come and tell me what do you think. And yeah, thank you so much for watching.